We'll call the City of Hayes Commission meeting to order for Thursday, March 10th, 2022 at 6:30. All commissioners are present. First item on the order of business is the approval of the minutes for February 24th, 2022. Any changes or comments or questions?
I have none.
None. They will stand as presented. Questions from citizen comments? Nope. Okay. Next is the approval of the consent agenda, the mayoral appointment recommendation for the Care Council. I spoke with Brett Gerber a few weeks ago about his interest in joining, and he seems very excited and willing to move forward with this if you guys agree.
I move approval of consent agenda.
Second. We have a motion by Commissioner Jacobs, second by Commissioner Musil. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Next up, the Airport Fuel Farm Project award of bid.
Good evening, Commissioners. Jamie Salter, Director of Hayes Regional Airport. The airport's underground fueling system was installed in the 70s and has reached the end of its service life. These are pictures of the current system. Obviously, the only thing you can see here is what's above ground. The tanks are buried about 4 feet down. This would be motor, piping, loading rack that we have there that would be down on the right-hand side. That right now is proved to be a little bit of a safety hazard because they're fueling from the top of the trucks when they're loading their fueling trucks. The fixed base operator, they actually are on the top, and fumes they want to move away from this. Part of the reason we started looking into new fuel farm. So we will obviously have a much better system and a much safer system by upgrading to an above ground tank storage system. Last week, Commissioner Jacobs had asked about any possible contamination in the area. We are not aware of any contamination at this point, but if there is any during the removal process, KDHE is on site testing soil and things like that, and it would just be dealt with during the removal process. I'd like to also point out that the fuel farm is actually a revenue source for us, so about 30% of our user fees basically are generated from the FBO flow fee that they pay. And how that works is the fixed base operator fuels the aircraft, and every gallon sold of Jet A is 10 cents back to us, and every gallon sold of the avgas or 100 low lead is 6 cents back to us. This map shows the location of the existing, so we've got the red box down there, that's the existing underground storage tank system, and green circle there would be the proposed new location. This works well on our airport layout plan. There's no aviation use for this. It truly is land that just sits. Access point would be on, for fueling trucks, would be on the east access road there, which is non-aviation right now, so it keeps the fueling trucks that are coming in, semis that are coming in outside of the aircraft operations area, so it really does work well. New system will have a larger capacity for Jet A, which we do need. It will go up to 20,000 gallons. Right now they're both 12,000 gallons, and then the avgas will be the same 12,000 gallons, which will serve us for the life of the tank system. This is what they'll look like down there on the right. There's 5 or 6 there, but we'll have 2 above ground, and that's basically the look that we're going for. Concrete work will be completed in-house by airport and service division staff. Bids were opened on February 22nd, and we received 4 bids from different contractors. Submittals, I did review them to make sure that we were looking at apples to apples, just because there was such a gap in this. Part of the reason you see this is PB Hoydale is the only Kansas bidder. So their tanks are coming out of Kansas City. They're out of Garden City. They've got several offices across Kansas. But everything else would be, the closest was Colorado, which was the TWS Aviation. The others were North Carolina, Tennessee, and working with Florida to get tanks in. So that's why you'd see such a difference in cost there. PB Hoydale of Garden City had the low bid of just under $593,000. These are the estimated project costs. As I mentioned before, concrete work will be completed in-house with the help of the service division. Underground tank removal will be coordinated once the system, the above ground tanks are installed and operational. Adequate funds are available in the Airport Improvement Fund to cover the costs of the project. As Commissioner Musil clarified last week, this project is not eligible for FAA funding because of the emplanements we do. We're considered a primary airport, and there's no grant funding available for revenue producers, which obviously, as I mentioned before, this is. This is the tentative schedule for the project. Fuel tank and system construction, you'll see there's a big gap there. So we'll start working as soon as the weather and works into the service division schedule. We'll start working on concrete, placing pad and loading pad for that. But they'll begin working on the system construction, tank construction. The lead time on that is about 18 to 22 weeks. So October is when we'd ideally like to have the system in place. And then once constructed, the system, it only takes about a week. They'll only have on-site a week to get it in place. Last week, Mayor Reuter questioned if we would keep PB Hoydale on a contract to complete any necessary inspections. There are various testing and inspection requirements that are required before it's considered operational. So most of those are taken care of before they leave. But again, them being so close to us and having several locations across Kansas, they're very responsive. So they should be able to serve any needs we have in the future. There are annual testing requirements and things like that. So we will have that. The FBO, or fixed base operator, they're the ones that daily basically take care of the system. We own it, they pay for fuel, and they take care of the inspections daily, weekly, monthly. And then anything heavier than that we take care of. Commission has the following options: accept the low bid from PB Hoydale Company, Inc., provide staff with alternate direction, or reject the project. And this would be the action requested. I will stand for any questions.
I'll move approval or authorize the city manager to execute a contract with PB Hoydale Company Incorporated in the amount of $592,973.16 with a total project authorization of $737,973.16 for the installation of the above-ground fueling system to be funded from the Airport Improvement Fund.
Seconded.
We have a motion by Commissioner Jacobs, second by Commissioner Burgess. Any questions or comments?
On the pavement improvement in the electrical nose, because they're rounded numbers, we're just authorizing not to exceed. So like pavement 90,000, we're authorizing not to exceed that, correct?
That is,
so it could
yes.
come in lower, electric 25, so not to exceed 25.
Yes, and that is, we had discussed a little bit last week when you had questioned that. We did piece this out in a sense. So this covers the above ground installation, was PB Hoydale's bid, and then we'll complete concrete work, which up to 90,000. There's quite a bit of concrete work that's involved in the project. Electrical will be contracted out, and then tank removal will be contracted out. We could have had PB Hoydale bid the whole thing, but we would pay an overhead for that. And I want to make sure the project got done, and we were very happy with how the bids came in, knowing that price of steel and things like that were up. We weren't expecting them to come in so low, so we were able to encompass everything in this.
I know it's a lot of money, but I like that we're investing not only now but in the future of our airport. And, you know, Jamie, everything you do out there for the airport, it's always top notch. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Good presentation. Thank you very much.
All right. If there's no other questions or comments, call for a vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
Next up, the 2022 Sanitary Sewer Cleaning and Inspection Award of Bid.
All right, good evening, Commissioners. Jeff Crispin, Director of Water Resources. The Department of Water Resources is continuing our annual program to clean sanitary sewer mains to ensure proper operation and maintenance of our collection system. This is a visual of the 2022 project area in the southeast portion of Hayes. That area in red down there in the southeast is roughly 118,000 linear feet of pipe, or 22 miles. This is another visual showing the same area again in red. Those areas in red are the ones that are going to be cleaned and inspected with this project. This is the order of cleaning that we plan each year. We're in Section 5 for 2022. In 2023, we plan to move up to Section 1, And then in future years, just kind of follow that same path, 1 through 5. Each section is 22 miles long or 110 miles, so that's kind of how we break out each project. And as we have newer areas of the city that are growing, we will just add to those general areas where they exist. In 2016, the company that we are talking about tonight, ProPipe, they actually cleaned section number 5 themselves. This is a photo of a sewer jet truck, and in the background there is a camera van. Video inspection is always required as part of their price. We require that for not only the cleaning, but the inspection part of it. Problems that can be caused by a lack of sewer line cleaning include sewer backups, manhole overflows, public exposure to raw sewage, and then possibility of regulatory fines. A cleaning nozzle is pushed with a jet of water from one manhole to another manhole, and debris is collected at a downstream manhole, and we have them take that and dispose of that at our wastewater treatment facility. As I said, the camera inspection occurs at the same time of cleaning. So when we watch video, we can see that nozzle, and that camera is basically following the nozzle so we can see that it's being cleaned, and then also they are doing an inspection as they are rolling along with their camera within the pipe. One pass is what every single pipe will get, and that's called light cleaning. At minimum, we do get charged for one pass. Any additional passes is an additional charge. So 2 to 4 is considered medium cleaning, and it's a little bit extra charge. And then 5 passes and up in a line would be a heavy cleaning, and that's an additional charge there too. Video inspection helps us to provide early detection of flaws and allows for repairs to be made before catastrophic failures happen. It allows city staff to make decisions on whether an area needs additional cleaning, methods, or other repairs as necessary. So what we've done is we've taken previous CCTV inspection reports and videos where basically there would be an abandonment. Cameras going through a pipe, it can't get through because of an obstruction. That's called an abandonment. Also, they find cracks, holes, and tree root issues within those sewer line assessments. We started doing point repair projects back in 2018 as a separate project to make repairs from these videos and these inspection reports. This includes a dig and replace point, which we call point repairs if we have to dig something up, internal patches, or full lining from manhole to manhole. In the next couple weeks, I'll be bringing to you the 2022 project for your consideration. We've been very aggressive over the last 5 years in making repairs based off of past inspection reports. This is an example of something that we might see. This is something that was found and it was repaired in one of our sewer lines. It's actually a fiber, it's a fiber cable that was bored through one of our sewer lines. We contacted the contractor at the time. I think this was back in 2018, 2019, and the contractor actually made the necessary repairs to our sewer line and moved the fiber out of the way. This is a before on the left and a after on the right of a root ball at a joint where 2 pieces of pipe come together. The photo on the right is of the cutting tool removing the root ball in front of us. The cutting tool is basically coming towards the camera, and we always have video inspection of everything that's going on so we can reference to make sure that work is being completed within the sanitary sewer lines. So staff sent RFPs to 10 firms for contract sewer cleaning and CCTV inspection. On February 8th, we opened 3 proposals from the following bidders that are on the screen. The low bid for sewer line cleaning and video inspection contract was from ProPipe. They're actually out of Denver, Colorado. They have that's their closest office. And their proposal was $107,162.62 for light cleaning, which is that one pass. ProPipe completed previous projects for the city of Hayes, 2016, 2018, and 2019. And their work I've been very pleased with their work, and so has staff. Just to kind of as a reference, since 2013, 13 through 15, Mayor Specialty Services completed the projects for the city of Hayes. ProPipe in 16. In 2017, we had a company called Infotrack, and then ProPipe came back in 18 and 19. And then the last 2 years, we've had Pipe Detectives, who also bid on this project. So we were pretty pleased to see all three of those bids. For 2022, we're asking for $140,000, which is budgeted in the repairs and maintenance line item of the water reclamation and reuse budget. We're asking for your authority to spend up to $140,000 with this project. And this is similar to what we've done over the past 2-3 years. This additional authority of almost $33,000 would cover medium and heavy cleaning that may be necessary, and protruding tap removal or root removal that may occur. And since you can't see it necessarily, you don't know it exists until you get into the line. During the 2021 program, the pipe detectives, when they did their project, we had them grind down 40 taps within that project area. And at $350 a tap, which is similar to this year's bid, that was an additional $15,000 worth of work, but we didn't go over the budgeted authority last year. We spent up to the $130,000 amount in 2021, and for this year, we budgeted $140,000 with some unknowns with what pricing would do with the pandemic. So tonight, you have three options. Accept the proposal, provide us alternate direction, or do nothing. And this is the action that I would request, and I would stand for any questions.
I'll move to
okay.
author.
You got it.
That one's a long one, you can have it. I'll move to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with ProPipe to perform light cleaning and video inspection of 118,177 linear feet of sanitary sewer at a price of $107,162.62, with a budget authority not to exceed $140,000 to be funded from the repairs and maintenance line item in the water reclamation and reuse budget.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Burgess, second by Commissioner Barrick. Any additional questions or comments?
Jeff, when there's a root ball in there and they cut it out, does that go like, you push it to the next manhole and then they take it out, or how is that?
Anything that gets chopped up, it gets pulled into the next manhole, and then their sewer truck, their vac truck, takes that out. So we don't want anything sent down past the downstream manhole where they're working. We don't want to send a problem, right? Okay. So every time they are required to pull that out of the ground. And then we can make, on roots and things like that, we can make future decisions on whether or not we treat it, or if it's a big enough void that we fix it with our point repair project.
That was my question, is whether once you get it out, is it a point repair or is it a patch?
It just
leave
depends.
Okay.
It depends on how bad it is. I mean, we can go in and do, if it's bad enough, it's probably a situation where we want to get in and have a point repair done.
Because it'll just come back again, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Jeff,
what-
go ahead.
what would cause it to need a medium or heavy cleaning? Is it something that happens every time in the same spot when we go back through and check them?
Not necessarily. The biggest thing is education on don't pour grease down the drain. And that's something that we work on. It's called FOG, fats, oils, and greases. So we work to educate at our different events, telling people don't pour that down your drain, because they're going to cause, when you do that, that causes your own problems before it even hits the sanitary sewer mains. So it's important that everybody's educated, and not only residential but commercial properties.
Jeff, I think I asked this question last year, but I don't remember the answer. How many times do they bid this based on light cleaning?
Mm-hmm.
How many are there that require either medium or heavy cleaning on average?
Medium to heavy cleaning, maybe 10-15% of the time.
Okay.
I don't have exact figures, but sometimes it depends on the area of town. You know, if we're closer to maybe a restaurant area, you might see additional grease. If it's just strictly residential area, you may not. But it also depends on what area of town you're at, because where we currently are going to be doing this project, that is kind of the end of the line before it gets to the wastewater treatment facility. So at times you're getting stuff that moves around the system that may be located in that area. But it's
10 to 15% seems reasonable. I was just hoping you didn't say 50%.
no.
Based on how they're bid.
So Jeff, I was thinking on that, like there's more fast food restaurants like on Vine Street.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think there'd be more like grease issues, but most of them trap most of the oil pretty good. They have special containers, correct?
An oil grease separator.
Right.
And it's always good that we work to educate them on making sure that you properly maintain them And those are,
Does that help quite a bit?
yeah, absolutely. It helps. And I believe I mentioned this last week. Having a consistent program such as what we have helps us reduce the amount of issues that we have in the future. And it's important to keep the program going.
Great program. Any other questions or comments?
Learning more every year.
All right, then I'll call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, and then I think Toby has an item to discuss with us real quick.
Yeah, last week at the work session, the city commission asked me to put together a request for qualifications for city attorney services. I emailed you a draft a couple days ago. You have a copy in front of you. You see the timeline on the front. If there's suggested modifications you would like to see, please let me know. Otherwise, we can publish it.
I don't have any questions.
Seemed pretty straightforward.
I have nothing either. Mike? Okay, no questions at this time. Okay, then we are on to, do we have to do anything with that then? Okay. Next, we have commission inquiries and comments. Commissioner Barrett?
I'm just excited that the Fort Hays women made it to the NCAA tournament and brought the regionals here to Hays, where we're bringing a lot of people from around the other states and around the region to get a chance to see Hays and learn about and enjoy our town while their teams are getting their tails handed to them by our Fort Hays
Right.
women.
You give them free tickets to the museum? Is that what you do?
Absolutely.
Give them good hospitality while we run them out of town.
Appreciate you coming. See you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Jacobs?
I was going to comment the same thing. Congratulations to the Lady Tigers. What a wonderful season, and it's not over yet. I hope you all get out and get your tickets. I got mine today. We want to have that place rocking at 5 o'clock tomorrow night.
Go Lady Tigers.
Thanks to the Public Works and everybody else clearing our streets after our first big snowstorm of the year. And again, congrats for Hayes. I was trying to see where TMP was. I know they're playing right now.
Are they right now?
Yeah, 6 o'clock, but I couldn't find a score. But,
I thought it was,
I
it's
thought it was
tomorrow
tomorrow
night.
night.
oh, is it tomorrow?
Because they
Okay.
played yesterday.
They won last
Okay.
night.
Yeah.
So, well then, good luck to them. Regardless, I know they play because they'll, either play for championship or play for third and fourth. So, congratulations.
Double overtime, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't find the score. It's like,
Trying to look into the future. I only have a few things. Thank you to Public Works and staff for taking care of the roads and keeping everybody safe. I think everybody handled it fairly well. Next weekend, I believe, Special Olympics is in town as well. I unfortunately will be gone for that, so Vice Mayor Burgess will be there to fill in, and looking forward to having that back in town too.
Very exciting.
It's very exciting to have that back, so I appreciate you filling in for me for that, and it'll be nice to have that back too. Only other thing I have is something I said I'd say probably every week until then. If you haven't already, get out and register to vote. Big election coming up, so please go out and register to vote and get all the information you can before you do. Other than that, I have nothing else. Do we have an executive session? Nope. Then we will adjourn at 6:53.
I will tell you that was one of them.